Namaste programs, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the Rove continues with the upper northeast Adriatic countries bush trip, leg 3 from Rijeka to Zemunik. Let's go. Programs, I think we're ready, let's go. I didn't do the checklist today, I just pressed the buttons that I think I needed to press, so if the plane just suddenly runs out of fuel or something, I'm just going to sneakily get some nanobot fuel. Then it's on me, but we shall see. I think we did it all right, possibly. The plane's moving forward, so, you know, could I have messed it up completely? Yes, have I? Who knows? That remains to be seen. Let's take off. We want 148 for 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Baska. Lift off from Rijeka Airport and set a course to the southeast, flying just inland of the east coast of the island of Kirk. The island, the largest in the Adriatic, tied for this position with its neighbour Cres, is the most populous island in the Adriatic and comprises a number of towns, each with a rich history dating back to the Roman era. Gain a visual on Baska Bay at the island's southern extremity and the town of Baska at the bay's northern end. Baska is renowned archaeologically as the location of the Baska tablet, which was written in Glagolithic script, the original Slavic alphabet, in 1100. Much of the landscape to the east of Baska is bare due to a type of regional wind called the Bora. Typically blowing in the winter months, the Bora is a katabatic wind, meaning it forms due to the dense air moving down slope due to gravity. In the case of the Bora, air moves down the western slopes of the Dinaric Alps and flows out over the Adriatic Sea. Alright, that was Baska. We're heading out over Baska Bay. There is a giant crosswind right now. I am fighting it with gusto, literally. 147 for 126, Privik Island. Continue on course, flying over Baska Bay to the nearby Privik Island. A small island is home to just 2 villages, and tourism is the primary economic mainstay. Alright. That's Privik Island on the left there. We want 207 for 2 minutes and 1 secondes. We're off to Lopa. Turn onto a southwest course over Privik Island and pass over the small uninhabited island of Svetigurka, and then reach the northeastern end of the island of Rab. Rab is the northernmost island in the historic Croatian region called Dalmatia. The region consists of shorelines, islands, and adjacent inland mountains of the Dinaric Alps along the eastern Croatia, from Rab to the country's southern extremity. I'll get it out eventually. The islands in this region, including Rab, are part of a group sometimes called the Dalmatian Archipelago. Pass over Lopa, a small community on Rab known for its stunning beaches. There we go, Lopa, and of course its football team Interlopa. Lol, no, I'm sorry. 139 for 3 minutes 11, Rab Island. Turn onto a southeast heading at Lopa and fly along the length of Rab Island to its southern extremity. Rab, like many of the islands of Dalmatia, is renowned for its beautiful beaches and surrounding turquoise, or turquoise if you prefer, waters of the Adriatic. And now, as Rab just becomes a distant memory, we must go 135 for 456 to Karlobag. But before that, I've just realised something. We've done all this before. There was an Adriatic bush trip, one of the original bush trips, and the reason I think that is because I remember the island of Kirk, and I can't think of where else I would have done it. I don't think I would have visited it on GeoGuessr, for example. And that bridge that went to the mainland was very familiar. I think we landed there in that other bush trip. We're doing it all again. What's going on, Asobo? Anyway, Karlobag. Continue on a southeast heading from Rab and enter the Velebit Channel, which lies between the Croatian mainland and the island of Pag. The channel is named for the Velebit mountain range, a structural component of the Dinaric Alps that plunges into the sea along the Croatian coastline. Pag, the long narrow island that forms the western margin of the Velebit Channel, is the 5th largest island in Croatia and has the longest shoreline at 167 miles. The island is 58 miles long and ranges in width from 1 to 6 miles. The islands of this part of Croatia trend northwest-southeast parallel with the mountainous coastline, and many, like Kres, Pag and Kirk, are long and narrow. This resulted from the geologic processes related to the collision of the Adriatic plate, sometimes called the Apulian plate, with the Eurasian plate to the north. The resultant collision caused mountains to rise in the region and the formation of a fold and thrust belt with numerous fault lines oriented northwest-southeast. Obliquely cross the Velebit Channel to reach the town of Karlobag, which lies nestled between the Velebit Mountains and the Velebit Channel. The United Nations designated the mountains behind Karlobag the Velebit Mountain Biosphere Reserve in 1977. Good year, that! Alright, that was the cute little town of Karlobag and its mountains. We now want the Pag Bridge. Just course slightly to the west over Karlobag to obliquely cross the Velebit Channel again to reach Pag Island. Fly along the southeastern extremity of Pag and reach the Pag Bridge. Opened in 1968, the bridge connects the island of Pag with mainland Croatia. The landscape in the area is mostly barren, a consequence of the powerful Bora winds that descend on the region, sometimes for months at a time. A wind speed of 123 miles per hour was recorded during a Bora event on the Pag Bridge in 2009. There we go, the bridge, we just passed it, and now we want 159 for 445. Reset our clock, Zadar Airport. Once over the Pag Bridge, adjust heading slightly to the south and gain a visual on the Zadar Airport. The international airport is located at the town of Zemunik Donji, just outside the city of Zadar, the oldest continuously inhabited city in Croatia. Land at Zadar Airport and bring this section of the journey to a close. Alright, well that's Zadar over on the right here, and I think this must be the airport in front of us. It does look like there's 2 runways, but I can't... Ah, there we go, I can basically see the runway we're heading towards, kinda. We'll have to probably deal with these 123 km/h winds or whatever it was mentioning. But we will. That's what we will do. Now, I was thinking about that other bush trip. It must have been a bush trip. And we went round the Croatia coast and there was a town called Bar. So if we do that again, then we'll know. We'll know. Why won't my gear go down? Interesting. Oh, the plane's off. Why is the plane off all of a sudden? What do we do about that? Oh, this is interesting. Don't mind me. This is why you have to go through the checklists. Is everything off? No, I'm still able to... What do we do about that? Yeah. What button do I need to press? It was working when we took off, so what's happened here? Let's get the flaps up again. Hang on. got to figure this out. We've got to. Lamps? Not going to work without electricity, apparently. Okay, well, guess we try and land without gear. I don't think that'll work, though. Flaps down. This is going to be a crash, I'm afraid, programs, but I'll leave it, you know, I'll figure it out and I'll redo it if I have to. And, yeah, that was leg 3. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Godspeed. Farewell. Nah, just kidding, programs. Let's have the actual landing. Here we are. It took me back to the last waypoint and I reset all of my plan. I'll never know what I did wrong there. We had power and everything taking off, but somewhere along the line, it had turned off because who knows why. I had it on batteries or something. Who knows? There's probably a button I missed. From now on, note to self, good learning thing, go through the checklist. Always go through the checklist. Here we go. Will we actually land it now? Look at that crosswind. Pretty harsh. Well, did say there were strong winds around here. We just had to believe them. There we go. We have landed it properly this time instead of skidding it into the trees at the end there. We did actually land. We did actually land. There's just no way of putting any brakes on. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir. Goodbye.